Hey, how you doing? Dr. Rick Mabanta. I just wanted to kind of introduce myself. You know, a lot of people come to the office, they want to know a little bit about me, what brought me to chiropractic. And that's probably a pretty common question. They say, what made you become a chiropractor? And it's kind of an interesting question, and it kind of reflects on the effects and the events that occur in life. You know, for me, chiropractic actually started probably when I was about 10 years old. And at that time, I was a very active kid. You know, I would run and climb and play all day long, and it was the life of an average child during that time period. But what happened one day, I was playing with my friend, and we were climbing trees. So there was this tree that we would always climb, a big, high elm tree, probably about 40 foot high. And I was scampering up the top of the tree. I remember some of my friends, my friend's sister, said, those guys are going to break their neck if they climb that tree. And I'm like, yeah, no way, man. I shot up the tree, went up to the top of the tree, and I remember stepping on a rotten branch. And I remember to this day the horrifying effect when I stepped on that rotten branch and felt it give way underneath me. In a fraction of a second, I found myself on the floor, on the ground, looking down at my body and noticing something very unusual. The bottom of my sneaker was facing me about 6 inches away from my face. And when I realized what would happen, I realized my leg had twisted, I'd fractured my right femur, and I was laying on the ground incapacitated. So that took me from an active child, able to run around all day, to being totally incapacitated with a body cast up to my mid-chest area for a good 2 months. So I experienced full life vivification, health, and wellness that a natural, condition of a human being and child of that age would have. And I went to being totally incapacitated, having no mobility, no energy, and my life altered. So that set me on the course of looking for things to make my body work better. I wanted to have that original state. It created a void for me. So that trauma, and this is a key point, trauma and things that happen that are challenges in your life can actually lead you in the direction of your purpose or your path. And that opened up a purpose for me. And it made me want to know how somebody can restore their health. And I remember going to the medical doctor shortly after that time period, feeling lethargic, sick, no energy, headaches, stiffness in my body. This is after I healed from the cast and the fractured leg. And the medical doctor didn't really have any solutions for me. He took a history and said, well, you're eating 3 square meals a day. You seems to have a good life. Maybe you're depressed, or maybe it's an emotional thing. And to me, that just didn't make sense, because I was a happy kid, had a great family, good brothers and sisters, happy parents. So I didn't think it was a mental thing. I knew it was something physiological and physical. So I kind of saw the medical profession at the time, and I was, a little older at the time now, early teens, and I realized that the traditional medical model didn't really have a way of enhancing that vivification, that vitality in the body. So I started looking elsewhere. Originally started to look in areas like martial arts, because I saw these martial artists doing extraordinary things, and as a young child it enamored me. As I grew older, I started to get into nature and started to notice the beauty and the wisdom in nature, how there was always a balance and an ebb and flow in nature, and how nature had an inborn intelligence. I started studying in school, and I wasn't the greatest student until I started to study the sciences, the health sciences, the biological sciences, natural sciences, and started to see that same inner control and balance and organization and homeostasis represented in nature and in the sciences. So that got me going in the direction of looking to more natural things for health and for balance. In college, I was studying the health sciences because I originally wanted to have a career in biology. Studying the biological sciences, I met some chiropractic students doing their pre-chiropractic curriculum. And when they explained to me what chiropractic was, it was like a light bulb went off in my head. I saw a system of healing that relied on the natural ability of the body to heal itself. And it made a lot of sense to me. So from that point, I sought out a chiropractor because I was still feeling, the fatigue, the less than optimal feelings in my body, the stiffness. And I visited a chiropractor, and I remember my first chiropractor to this day like it was yesterday. When I got adjusted in my cervical spine, it made a loud noise when I got adjusted. I started laughing spontaneously for some reason. It just created a lightness in me. I felt the energy flow, and I started cracking up just because it felt so unusual to have my neck adjusted like that. But from that day on, I saw the power of chiropractic and what it was. And I saw how effective it was at enhancing and immediately turning on the energy of the body. So it was no question at that point. I continued to fulfill my pre-requirements for chiropractic college at that point. I applied to different chiropractic colleges. I selected the largest chiropractic college in Marietta, Georgia, Life University currently. And I've never looked back. It's been the greatest thing I've ever done. Chiropractic, to me, embraces a lifestyle that encompasses all the variables that enhance health and wellness, and I've taken on those practices for myself, for my family, and for my patients, and have seen an extraordinary result. So a little bit about me. Someday hopefully we'll meet you and we'll explore your life and see if we can't incorporate some of these things that I've learned into your life and to help you enhance your health. Thanks a lot, and I'll talk to you later.